All right, so my name is Farooq. I am a senior solution architect and subject matter expert for software-defined networks in Huawei. Uh, you already heard LAS, right? LAS is our SME for SD-WAN. Today we will talk about a problem that is not related to SD-WAN, but if you deploy SD-WAN or if you deploy any solution, there is something that we need to look into. During a panel discussion also, something was discussed. June, my slides. During the panel discussion also, there was a discussion. That was, yes, you have built your software-defined WAN. Now you can manage it. You can use machine learning and artificial intelligence maybe to troubleshoot and solve a problem if there is in the WAN. But what if there is a problem in the application, which is not related to WAN? How do you rule out the fact that the problem is not in the WAN? Think of a typical SD-WAN scenario. A bank, right, has a lot of branches. You walk into a branch in a particular bank and you want to transfer some money. And at the counter, the transaction doesn't go through. Is it an application problem? Because the application will use SD-WAN to go to the data center all the way to the HQ, and there will be multiple servers. And to do the transaction, then that particular request has to go to a central bank server, for example, to do the transaction. Is that a problem there where multiple applications are talking to each other, or it is a WAN problem? This is where our CROSSFLOW or business level artificial intelligence operation solutions comes in. The idea is to give visibility across WAN, traditional architecture, cloud architectures, hybrid cloud architectures, up to the application level. And this is how the application will work. They play the video. So take an example of a new service that has rolled out by a bank. We can monitor all the business transactions in real time. We can map end-to-end transactions, and I'll tell you later how we do it. If there is a problem into the end-to-end transaction, which can be on the WAN, which can be on a firewall, which can be on an application, which can be on a server, you can see the whole detailed network path to root out if there is a problem on the WAN or the problem is within the data center itself. And after that, you can look into the details, and then artificial intelligence actually suggests you how you can solve the particular problem. Bring end-to-end visibility across the complete infrastructure. And this is how the solution is going to work. Now, I already talked about it. Look at a typical scenario. You are doing a transaction that is across an SD-WAN infrastructure, eventually hits a data center, then within a data center hits multiple applications, hit multiple servers, load balancers, firewalls to eventually complete one transaction, provide one service. How do I provide visibility end-to-end? This is where our CROSSFLOW solution comes in. It works with our data center management system as well, and also available other than, as a standalone product. By collecting the traffic at different strategic points in the network, we can decode the actual application traffic. So the solution is completely non-invasive, and it is completely multi-vendor as well. You have an environment, let's say half of it is SD-WAN, half of it is not SD-WAN and traditional. The solution can be used even there. It is non-invasive, means that when you deploy it, there is no downtime. And after you collect the traffic, you can put into our decoder, which can understand more than 4,000 of end-to-end application transactions. And then, once that is done, you can build a real-time global service and network performance analysis dashboard. Now, you can see, we are talking about bank. Think of another typical scenario of SD-WAN, an educational institute, for example. Multiple branches, a teacher is delivering a lecture, and people in different campuses are listening to that one. A typical example. It's actually one application, which is a broadcast, but maybe people are accessing it through Zooms, through their mobiles, through whatever, and into different campuses, right? You can build for those services end-to-end flow across different campuses where there is a problem, where there is not a problem, and what is the uptime and downtime. If there is a problem, the built-in artificial intelligence algorithm automatically does the fault location and root cause analysis, and you can do an end-to-end tracing of services, session, and network parts. After a problem is identified, the intelligent fault correlation and root cause analysis is performed itself. This is where the machine learning and artificial intelligence comes in. This is not an SD-WAN solution, but this is something that is missing into, not from SD-WAN, because SD-WAN is at the end is a network solution. We have application monitoring system, we have data center network monitoring system, we have database monitoring systems, and we have application monitoring system. What we do not have is a business monitoring system. Because at the end, all of these components actually perform a business function. And with this solution, we can correlate all of these functions into the business transaction functions and get the visibility end-to-end and find out what is happening across the platform. Now, there is a terminology that in Huawei we use, that is 135. 135 is 1 minute to find a problem, 3 minutes to find the root cause of the problem, and 5 minutes to solve the problem. This is where anytime there is a problem across the network, you can figure it out quickly because the data is collected through telemetry, which is fast, and then end-to-end transaction details are there. After that, the root cause analysis function is, this is where artificial intelligence comes in. There is a threshold of troubleshooting when it comes to a human being. There is no doubt about it. Any problem across anywhere, there can be multiple reasons. A human being can only go across one by one. This is how our brains work. But if all of that data can be correlated and multiple dimensions of the problem can be explored in real time through a speed of machine based on the artificial knowledge map that is constructed over an experience by artificial intelligence, you can find out the root cause within 3 minutes. And after the root cause is automatically identified, the next step is to rectify the problem. We have talked about this in the sessions as well. Automation in the operations. What is an automation for a problem solving? Something we call a closed loop automation. Find the problem, find the cause of the problem, and then automatically deliver the solution of the problem. Our solution can do it automatically, which means that we can find the connectivity issues, find the problems, as well as we can also look into the service quality issues because we have end-to-end visibility of networks and applications. At the end, you go to a bank, your transaction doesn't work, you don't care as a consumer whether the issue is on the network, or it is in a database, or is in an application. If you are a student who is listening to a broadcast by a teacher, if you cannot see it, you do not care where is the problem, because there is no correlation of the actual business function, the application, and the network itself. And this is where the CROSSFLOW solution and artificial intelligence built into the solution will come in, map the full business path, and deliver the solution to you. This is an actual dashboard. We take an example of a financial industry, and you can see total amount of transactions, and then this is an actual system that we had deployed, which was actually able to figure out where the problem would actually happen. And we deployed this solution all over China. Obviously, Huawei is a Chinese company, so we have a 93% penetration with this solution across the financial industry. And the issue was, and I'll tell you very quickly, that some credit card transactions were not going through. And the thing was, MasterCard transactions were fine, Visa card transactions were fine, American Express transactions were fine, UnionPay transactions were not fine. And within that, only one kind of transaction was not going through. And these transactions were happening through branch to the main headquarters from one branch. Now, where is the problem? Is it the branch problem? Is it the branch network problem? Is it the SD-WAN problem? What is actually happening? That kind of complete fault can be pinpointed by the solution, and we figured out that the normal transaction cannot go through because there is a problem on the application end where the UnionPay gateway or the third-party gateway of that credit card system is. Because the networks are complex, SD-WAN is complex. You build your data center network, then you build your WAN networks, an underlay network, and an overlay network through software-defined networking. A human being understanding this whole path is just not feasible. Our solution, or the CROSSFLOW solution, will correlate your application and networks in a business sense, bring end-to-end visibility and AIOPS to make sure that you can achieve a better quality of experience for your some applications and a better end-user experience for your business. And your business KPIs can be met through that. And that is the end of my solution. Let me see whether the click is working or not. If you have any questions, I will be happy to answer. Any questions? I kept it a little high level. If you want to know exactly how it works, I'll be happy to tell you. All right, so that is it from my side. I will hand over to my colleague, Ahmed, and thank you for your time.